Hey, what's up guys? It's Brian here. Hope you guys are doing well. Hey, wanted to talk to you guys for just a few minutes about some of the best business books, podcasts, YouTube channels even, that you guys can watch as a entrepreneur or a solo owner-operator or solopreneur. It's kind of the buzzword today, that I think you guys are really going to enjoy, get a lot of business mindset out of, and just honestly a lot of resource that I have used over the last decade to help me grow my business and my business mindset. So I want to share those with you guys right here, right now.
Make the ground shake.
All right, so what's up guys? It's Brian here, Brian's Law Maintenance, and today I want to talk to you guys for just a few minutes here about some of the best resources to help you guys grow your business mindset. Now, I could do talks all day long. I love it when people say, all these lawn care guys are Mr. Motivation or Mr. Businessman now, right? Whatever, I get it. A lot of people that are small business owners love digesting self-help material, entrepreneurial material, motivational material, and quite honestly, I'm in the same boat. It is a battle out there every single day to run your own business, and so anytime I can get uplifted, encouraged, and of course learn different skill sets, I'm going to jump on that opportunity. I wanted to break this video up in just a couple quick segments here to kind of keep it light, keep it fun, and keep it moving. But the first part I want to talk about is maybe why you should be investing in yourself and learning some different things, and then I do want to get into my top favorite YouTube channels and podcasts that I like, and then I'll wrap up actually at my storage locker with all of our favorite business books. We're in the process of moving, as a lot of you guys know and been keeping up with us, but I did want to share with you guys some of my top 5, top 10 business books that I think will really help you guys out. Now, I will say this, I'll link in the description for all the stuff we're going to talk about, as usual, right? Everybody's got affiliate links. So, long story short, you can get a lot of this stuff in Amazon. I'll leave links in the description down below. They're also in our Amazon affiliate store, so you guys can check it out. Now, here's the deal. I want to tell this with you guys. The funniest, craziest stat that I could share with you guys right now, and this is real life, is that on average, this is how much content I'm consuming on a monthly basis. When you look at my cell phone data plan, I have a Verizon unlimited cell phone plan with an Apple iPhone, right? I consume over 200 gigs worth of data per month. Now, why do I say that? To brag? No. I just want to let you guys know that although I'm on a lawnmower for 6, 7, 8 hours a day, working 10, 12 hours a day, a lot of you guys see me wear my headphones all day long. These are the ISO tunes, right, where you guys can save $10 on those. Don't get those from the Amazon store if you guys do want to support those. Use the Brian's 10 on their direct website. They make more money that way, just helping you guys out and kind of help those guys out. But the long story short is that, guys, for 200 gigs a month is what I'm consuming as data. I don't know how many hours of content that is, but between YouTube and all my social media platforms and my podcast, guys, I'm just pouring it in. Now, I didn't know that you were supposed to do that when I was 20 years old. I thought you were supposed to listen to Pandora and Spotify and all this other stuff. And there is an element to success. There is an element to being motivated. There is a part of being a business owner where you have to learn a lot of different skill sets, right? Whether it's accounting and finance, business, entrepreneurship, sales skills, dude, it just never ends, right? Branding, all these other things. So where do you get the time as a business owner to learn all this stuff? Well, of course, when you're flying on an airplane, you pop the earbuds in, but how many times are we all flying? Like maybe once a year for an hour and a half. So during the week, try to put at least 1 hour of good stuff into your brain a day, whether it's a reading of a book or whether it's an audio book. Now, I feel for a lot of self-employed guys like ourselves in the service industry, whether you're power washing all day, you're laying bricks all day, you're cutting grass all day, we got the opportunity to keep our earbuds in, honestly, 2, 4, 6 hours a day. And at that rate, that pace, you can consume at least 1 audiobook on average per week. That's usually my goal, is 1 book a week. Now, sometimes the audiobooks are 4 hours. I kind of like those. And then sometimes the audiobooks are 16, 18, 20 hours long. And as you guys can imagine, unless you're really, really passionate about the subject, it can take up to 2 weeks to kind of consume those kind of books, right? So anyway, if you guys are always wondering, well, how do people know certain things and how do people have so much knowledge about certain topics? The simple answer, as you would imagine, is that they've invested a lot of time to learn those. I call it net time, no extra time, NET, net time. So if you're already cutting grass 8 hours a day, put down Pandora, change the app from Spotify, get some Audible books. By the way, Another link in the description, right? Audible. You can get 2 free books, I believe, with a free trial membership to Audible, and I think get 2 free books and 2 free credits. So guys, all this stuff is linked in the description down below. The biggest travesty that I would say is if I make a video like this and you don't pick up any books or download any new audiobooks for yourself, it's all the responsibility is on you guys. So change your business, change your mindset, change what you know, and it'll change the external part of your life. It's really, really simple. If money's tough for you, pick out the top 10 finance books, right? If taxes are just, you have a super high tax bill end of year, read the top 5 tax books, although that's probably not the most fun topic, although it's the kind of stuff I nerd out about. If you're not really good with people in sales, you know, look up the top 5 or 10 people skill books and sales books. That's the kind of stuff that I would encourage you guys to do. All right. So with all that being said, we got links in the description. You can check it all out. I really, really implore you guys to check them out. They've changed my life. A lot of these different topics and things that you can learn about business. Not every self-help book is good. I'll tell you guys straight up, some of them actually suck. Unfortunately, there's an overwhelming majority of these self-help books that have one good topic and they can't sell it. So what they do is they write 200 extra pages and they just kind of put that in the middle, and it's like one topic just being redundant, okay? But I will say the books that I leave links in the description down below, they have stood the test of time. They're some of the top 10, top 20 books, and same thing with the YouTube channels. This is what I personally consume to help better my life. So that being said, let's cut through the mustard. Let's jump into the rest of it, and let's talk about some of the best audiobooks and some of the best podcasts that I like to consume. All right, guys, so we've already talked to you about why we listen to all the different podcasts, all the different books, and like I said, I want to share with you guys the top YouTube channels that I like to watch, and then also some of the best podcasts I like to watch. I've got some examples here that I want to share with you guys. So these are the podcasts and the YouTube channels I like to watch. So I don't know if you guys can make it out on the screen here. I'll try to show you some screenshots, but if you want to write these down, podcasts that I like listening to are the Gary Vee podcast, Gary Vee show, I'm not really sure what it's called, Wealth Ability by Tom Wheelwright. If you're a big nerd and you want to learn about accounting and taxes, I think that's really good. Another one is anytime I can listen to anything Jocko related, the guy that wrote the book Extreme Ownership. That guy, he is intense, bro. And I think that there's just a lot of folks that are small business owners and entrepreneurs that could learn a little bit more about taking personal responsibility. When you're self-employed, you cannot be a victim and you cannot place blame ever. Anytime anything ever goes wrong in my life, I always say, what did I do wrong first, right? So that's how I started. So I think Jocko's a really good guy. He wrote a book called Extreme Ownership, super popular about 2 years ago, still really popular book. So anytime you can listen to Jocko, you're just gonna get emboldened, right? Anything from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, right? Robert Kiyosaki, he's got a podcast. I love listening to Robert Kiyosaki. Whether you read his books, whether you listen to him on audio, or you just listen to his podcast, it's usually 20 or 30 minutes. You can get a lot of good business mindset from Robert Kiyosaki. Another one that's super popular is Andy Frisella. I'm not sure if I'm saying his last name right, but the guy's the MFCEO Project. I listen to Andy all the time. And when you're done listening to Andy, you basically want to take your trimmer and throw it in the woods like it's a javelin because you're just so fired up. But that guy, he is the guy who developed First Form nutrition products, which whatever you want to call it, supplements. Super cool dude. Like, you can just tell he's on the real. And you know, that's the guy I buy supplements from. You guys always talk about affiliate links, right? Like, I plug a ton of affiliate links to help you guys save money, make money, do the whole deal. And yeah, we get a small kickback. But if you guys think that I don't buy camera lenses from other YouTubers so they can make money and just keep the cycle going and put some money in those guys' pockets, I do the same thing with where I buy my nutrition products. Why do I buy and support Andy Frisella? Well, one, I need supplements anyway because I go to the gym. But two, if he can earn a commission and a kickback, of course he owns the company, so he's making bank. Great, why not? I'm gonna support that guy. And you know what? His podcast alone has helped me become a better business owner, better entrepreneur, and helps me think more correctly with how I'm trying to accomplish my business, how I'm trying to accomplish my goals. So Andy Frisella is another great one. If you guys want to talk about YouTube channels really quick, I got 4 or 5 good ones that I want to talk to you about. Number one is a guy who's been really popular the last 3 months, and that is Graham Stephan. I've actually been watching Graham for a little bit over a year. He had about 60,000-70,000 subscribers when I subscribed to his channel, and he talks about accounting and investment advice. He's a young dude who's got 7 figures in the bank, cash flow, passive income. He's a real estate guy. Just really good, fun, entertaining videos. Graham Stephan, if you guys haven't checked him out. YouTube picked up a couple videos. His videos went viral. His channel went from 70,000 subscribers to about 700,000 subscribers in about 4 months. Rightfully so, he puts out really good content. But if you want a young dude that's really cool, really relatable, guys, this is the stuff I'm streaming every day on YouTube, is Graham Stephen, another one. Again, Gary V, like the Gary V Daily Show, another really good resource. Anything that is just upbeat and like social media driven and marketing driven and just business mindset and talk about being a giver, I love listening to Gary V. What else I got written down here? Anything that you can find from Darren Hardy, D-A-R-R-E-N, Hardy, Darren Hardy. I think I'm gonna name my first or second kid Darren, or at least not their first name, maybe a second name or the middle name, right? Just kidding. But Darren Hardy is a guy about 4 or 5 years ago. I listened to a couple of his videos on YouTube and just changed my entire life about business from 1 or 2 different videos. And he is probably the guy that is the tip of the spear for me when it talks about high performance coaching and productivity and business mindset. I love the guy. The last one I'll say is a really popular channel that a lot of you guys have watched, and I know this guy for a long time. I've watched his channel for a long time, and that is Valuetainment with Patrick Bet-David. Again, this is all free content that these guys put out, man. Like, if you want to stream Pandora 8 hours a day, that's totally fine. But for me personally, I love listening to these kind of business-minded folks and Patrick Bet-David. He's got I think a life insurance or an insurance business, but he's huge into interviewing entrepreneurs. He tells you, just shoots it straight, man, and understands business mindset. Again, like, you just got to watch the channels, man. They're really good. So I'll tell you guys straight up, one other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about without getting too much into the weeds with this is, you know, it is right now, as we're recording this video, summer of 2019, and the next 12 to 18 months, it's going to be election season. And so I would just give you guys some encouragement, whether you're right or left. You guys probably already know where I stand, just being a small business owner, pretty conservative and talking about taxes a lot. You probably know which side I lean towards, but it's going to be a huge year for 2020. What I would say is start listening to politics and politic podcasts and YouTube channels. I'm not telling you who to listen to. Like, I've plugged Ben Shapiro. I love listening to Ben. Not that he's right, not that he's left, although he's a conservative dude. He's just a really no-nonsense kind of guy. And if you're, you know, 17 to 25, you've never really been involved with politics, and it is a really fun topic. You got to know who to vote for. You got to know what topics are out there that are very important to you, your family, your business. And by the way, not only where you're at today, but where you're going to be 10 and 20 years from now, because that's where politicians are making policy. So again, I'm not here to endorse any single person. This is a lawn care channel. I'm not going to get into it. But what I will say is, take some time, and in the 4 or 5 different categories of your life, health, wealth, finances, spiritual life, politics is a big one. You can't ignore it. Don't just stick your head in the sand. I did want to encourage you guys, because when I was starting off 10, 12 years ago, I didn't know anything about politics, okay? Now, I enjoy politics probably more than I enjoy any other topic. If I was going to start another YouTube channel, it would definitely be about politics. That or playing with toys with my dog, right? So anyway, let's catch up here. I want to show you guys some books that you guys can read as good resources, and we'll wrap this guy up. All right, so what's up, guys? Transition. I am now at my storage locker, and I wanted to wrap up this last part here with sharing some of my favorite books with you guys. Now, before I get too far along the way, I'd love to hear down in the comment section down below some of your guys' favorite books when it comes to self-help or business or anything that's really helped you guys out over the course of your career. Again, I know not everybody reads books and everybody wants to better themselves. That's fine, but for me personally, I just have turned into an avid reader over the last decade, which, if you know me back in high school, if any of my high school teachers and middle school teachers ever saw this video and they said, I like to read, they would say, who is this man, right? So here's what I want to do. I just got done rifling through my storage locker, as you guys can see, and I want to share some of the books that I have for you guys. The reason I'm here is that, like I said earlier, we're moving, and all my books were in storage, but it's worth it for me to dig them out because I want to prove it to you guys and show you guys. The last decade, I'm not gonna even tell you how many books I've read. It's a lot. It's hundreds, several hundreds, you know, at the risk of sounding like the next Ty Lopez, right? But I've read thousands of books, bro. Knowledge. All right, so here's the deal. Thumbs up for knowledge. So here's the deal. I'm gonna pan the camera. I wanna show you some of my top books. I'll leave links in the description, but let's go through them really quick, okay? So here's the top books that I wanted to rip out of my collection and show with you guys. It is extremely sunny here, so let me go over these. All right, let's talk about them really quick. Let's go through the roster. We have Tax-Free Wealth by Tom Wheelwright. Really good book for taxes. Before You Quit Your Job, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Love the Rich Dad, Poor Dad books. Actually, here's Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is the book that changed my life financially, all right? Many other people have said the same thing. Let's do this starting with the basics stack, which is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell, amazing book. It talks about sales, marketing, branding, and just how people work, man. Really good, like, social book. I don't even know what to describe that. Becoming a Person of Influence, John Maxwell. I've read the whole John Maxwell shelf. 10X Rule, Grant Cardone. A lot of big Cardone folks out there and fans out there. I love Grant, cool dude, hate him or like him, but the guy's worth almost $1 billion, okay? I threw this book in here called Wild at Heart. It's kind of a men's leadership book. If you guys have ever, if you maybe didn't have a father growing up, I'd encourage you maybe to read this book. This will change your life. It's not really a business book, but just a good book I threw in there. How to Own Your Own Corporation, right? Another Rich Dad book. Grit, Angela Duckwell. This is an amazing book. Talking about people that give up too quick. Talking about staying power, what companies do, what people do that persevere, man. Really good book. Sorry if it's a little sunny out here, guys. Whatever It Costs, the Benham Brothers. These guys are really cool, really good book. These guys had their show yanked, I think if I'm not mistaken. These guys had this whole like show yanked from ABC or something like that. I think they were the remodel guys. Really good story. Talking about perseverance. This book, The One Thing, this has been an amazing read. That's going in my stack. This book right here, these two alone in 2017, 2018 added $50,000 to my income. I'm just telling you straight up. I learned how to focus and I learned how to 10x the thing that I focused on. Everybody wonders why I don't offer 50 different services or why I'm just a mowing business and blah, blah, blah. Well, read these two books together in the same month and your brain will probably short circuit, okay? Extreme Ownership, Jocko. Gotta love this book. I think there's a pandemic, an epidemic in this country, and that is the blame game and victim mentality. That's a whole other rant for a whole other topic, but I've seen these guys actually speak live. They were freaking amazing. I would follow these guys in the battle with an M4 any day. America. Look, I even have things like Closing Technique sales book. I don't know. This one's just in my stack. Slight Edge. A friend of mine is in network marketing. He passed me this book. The secular version, the non-network marketing version book of it is The Compound Effect, which is around here somewhere. But anyway, this is an amazing read. The Slight Edge book. You might be able to get it on Amazon. I think it's like a private sale. How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success in Selling. Another one. Zig Ziglar. Classic. See at the top. Tony Robbins, man. I've been learning a lot about investing and finances because when you start making more money, you got to do something with it, right? Another good read. How to Win Friends and Influence People. A lot of you guys always want to know good people skill books, like how to deal with customers better. This is an amazing read. It's probably 100 years old. They've probably sold, I don't know, 10, 15 million copies sold, which is crazy. There's probably another 5 million since this one was even bought. Think and Grow Rich, it's a classic. This right here, coupled with the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, this is the more fun read, but you have to read this one first. But this right here will change your life. I'm not just a lawn care guy, man. We're entrepreneurs. We're launchpreneurs. Gotta act like it, okay? It's a great read, amazing read. My kids are gonna read that by the time they're in 5th grade. The Richest Man in Babylon. You wanna talk about making money, blessing people, being blessed, how finances work. This is a really, really good read. Again, guys, you gotta understand, I started with absolutely nothing. Nothing. I came from behind the 8 ball. A lot of you guys have heard my success story, my podcast on lawn care business success, episode 89. And you guys know, man, I came from a trailer park. I came from no money. I came from nothing, broke mentality, didn't know anything about anything. And here's the deal. It took me 10 years to get to zero. 10 years to get the baseline, I'm gonna call it. And I'm very thankful for my upbringing. I'm very thankful for what my parents instilled into me as a work ethic. But that's kind of where it ended, okay? Nobody taught me about finances. Nobody taught me about taxes. Nobody talked to me about people skills, none of this kind of stuff, right? Got bugs all over. So anyway, if you come from, not the wrong side of the tracks, but maybe just not as privileged, not as, you didn't have as many opportunities as maybe other people out there. If you ever felt like that, just shooting it real talk, man, that's kind of how I feel. The inferiority complex that I've had for about a decade was crazy. So you know what I did? I read and listened to everything, man. You type in success or motivation on YouTube, the top 1,000 videos, I've literally listened to all of them, dude. Everything from Les Browns to Tony Robbins to Creflo Dollar to TD Jakes to you name it. Anybody that wants to talk about winning, I've consumed it. You want to talk about Mike Krzyzewski, okay, with the Duke coach, right? Any interviews, right? All these things. This is the kind of stuff I just want to implore you guys to check out. Again, if you guys buy any of these books in the description down below, you know what I earn? I earn about 38 cents probably. I always joke. It's literally a quarter, guys. Do you think I'm plugging a book for me to make a quarter? You are confused, okay? I sincerely believe that reading all these kind of books will change your guys' lives, okay? Knowledge. Remember, we're trying to get knowledge, Ty Lopez style. All right, let's wrap up the list here really quick for you guys. I'll leave links in the description for as many of these as I can. This one right here, Darren Hardy, man. I'm telling you, my second kid's gonna be named Darren. All right, The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, amazing read, okay? This is a really fun book. And Darren Hardy's just an amazing guy. 21 Laws of Leadership, The Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, John Maxwell, amazing read. Conspiracy of the Rich Dad book. This one I bought used on Amazon. This was Behind the Arches. You want to ever talk about franchising, but actually they made this into a movie, I think like a year or two ago with, I don't remember the guy's name. I didn't watch it, but this talks about the story of McDonald's, dude. It was crazy. It's crazy. I guarantee you the movie didn't do it justice because this read is amazing. Like, find a used copy for $9. I think it was $4, man. I don't know if I could find it anywhere. It was like $4. This changed my life with business and financing and just never giving up, man. Really good read. Compound Effect, here it is. This is talking about good choices every day compounded over time will yield big results. And I mean that. Sounds simple, but how many of you guys work out every day, eat a salad every day, do something to create a passive income asset every day, and do something nice to your wife every day? I doubt that all of us are doing something every single day. But if you do it for 30 years, your life will be dramatically different. And that's how they talk about why wealthy people, rich people, successful people are where they're at 30 years from now. It's the little things that people use and do daily. Last two things. This is a more conservative Christian book, In a Pit with a Lion on a Snowy Day. Amazing read, amazing read. I'm not going to over promote it here. And then last one, Wired That Way. It's more of like a relationship book, but if you want to learn about people and personality types and a little bit of psychology in here, this will be a good read. So that's my starter list, guys. Let's do this. One Thing book, Wired That Way, 10X Rule, Cash Flow, Rich Dad, Wild at Heart, and if I had to pick one more, you know what? It'd be The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster and The Richest Man in Babylon. Okay, start with these guys. Your life will be significantly better if you read and apply. Read and apply all that stuff. But anyways, I'm gonna wrap this up because it's getting a little lengthy. Hopefully you guys really appreciate this stuff. Let me show you guys one last thing. If you watched all the way to the end, that's why you watch to the end, right? Here's our storage locker. And if you guys think that me plugging books is just I bought all these books at Amazon or bought them at Best Buy, Barnes & Noble. These are all my books. And if there was a house fire, you know what I would do? I would not run back in for anything other than my wife, my dog, and my books. Maybe my MacBook and my camera. But you know what I'm saying? My books have changed my life. Okay? Joel Osteen, Gold Standard, Millionaire Next Door. Just amazing, amazing stuff. So, all right, guys, if you appreciate this, let me know in the comment section down below. What's your favorite book? What's your favorite read? Last thing I'll say is podcasts. I covered some of these earlier, but I wanted to reiterate. Lawn Care Business Success with Julio, amazing podcast for the green industry. I think it's Britt Dowd is at the Lawn Care Leaders podcast, another amazing dude. I can't endorse him, I don't know him personally, but seems like a really cool dude. I've listened to a few of his podcasts. And then the last thing is Paul Jameson with the Green Industry podcast, right? Love Paul, really good dude. So, all right, guys, this took actually a lot of effort coordinating all this and editing all this. So, believe it or not, I'm sweating. It's like 95 degrees out, but I had to show you the books, like proof. Okay, thumbs up for knowledge, and that's it. All right, over and out. We'll catch up with you guys. Links in the description down below. We'll see you guys on the next video. All right, over and out. Bye-bye.